Welcome. Got another installment. Actually, this is the first installment. It's untitled. We don't even know what to call it. Thinking something with vinyl, something with beer. That's what we're going to bring you in this series. If you can come up with a name, I mean, let us know. Add it in the comments and maybe we'll use it and we'll give you credit. We'll even talk about you on the podcast. Let's start off with my beer. And speaking of bands, I was able to find, thank you to Raybeans here, the A Tout Le Monde Belgian style Saison Ale. The collaboration with Megadeth. You can't see that from here, but it's a beer. Maybe you can, I don't know. It's actually pretty good. It's a collaboration with Unibrow,
however you would say that in
I'd say
Quebec.
Unibrow, but I feel like that's kind of, like this thing, and that's not very appealing. But this, on the other hand, is very appealing. I like it a lot. And these will likely be turned into candles soon, so maybe check out my Etsy store in the future. I'll let you know.
I've got Old Faithful, which is Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I had to come up with a replacement for what used to be my Old Faithful for IPAs and Pale Ales, but since a certain brewery in Houston sold out, this is going to take the spot. So Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is one that you can pretty much just down when you're feeling like you want some IPAs, Pale Ales, but it's got a really full punch in the face hot flavor, a good amount of alcohol, somewhere around 6 to 7%.
Nice.
So it'll do you in, but it's not going to get you drunk too much.
That's the downer with this one, is it's only 4.5%. But it's very tasty. It's a product of Canada, so can't go wrong there. And I still like the Otra Ace from Sierra Nevada.
That is very good. And they just came out with a Sidecar, which is a tangerine pale ale, which is also delicious.
I've also got, after this, the what the heck's it called? I
Ballast
forgot.
Point Coconut Victory at Sea.
There it is, the Coconut Victory at Sea, as I have not had that one. At least not to my knowledge. The problem is, I go to check in beers thinking it's the first time I've had them, and Untapped, and this is already checked in, and I had it like a year ago. Hopefully that's not the case with the Coconut Before the Storm, but we'll see. Let's dive into some vinyl. I've been collecting outdated music sources for at least 15 years, if not longer. Much of it I have sold because I am often poor and need money. But I'm rebuilding my collection, got rid of most of my cassettes. But we're going to talk about some of my favorite vinyls. I can't say vinyls. Some of my favorite vinyl. So let's dive in. The first one I have a long history with. It is MANOWAR, Hail to England. Released in 1984. I believe this is a first pressing off of Music for Nations. This is the only MANOWAR album that I like. I've tried to listen to some of their other ones. There's just something about the songwriting, the songs. Black Arrows is amazing. You've gotta love piccolo bass solos. That's fantastic. The songs are all catchy, great to sing along with. And a buddy of mine, when I was first started playing guitar around 15, 16, there was a local music store, and of course there's a long-haired guy working the counter and looked pretty cool, and he gave us a couple cassettes, and they were all recorded off vinyl. And one of the cassettes was, in fact, Hail to England. The other ones being Satan, we'll talk about later, Loudness, Thunder in the East, and Hellstar, Burning Star. All coincidentally released in 1984. But these albums being, 16 in the mid-90s, when there was no internet, really, it was just kind of starting out, they just changed my life. They were fantastic albums that I couldn't find anywhere else, and I kind of set out to find these albums in their original formats. So, nothing flashy about this one, being that it's, an original copy. It's just a standard black vinyl. So, I recommend it. MANOWAR, Hail to England. The next one is a band that unfortunately I did not find out about until the mastermind unfortunately passed away. That is Woods of Ypres, Woods 5, Gray Skies, and Electric Light. And this album is amazing. I don't even know how to really describe this. It's almost like it's like, to me, if Typo Negative was good, no offense to Peter Steele. I mean, I appreciate what they do, but this is, I don't know, he's got, it's definitely heavy.
It's fun music to turn on when you're super hammered, because it just has a really fun groove, but you can still kind of, like, it's got a heavy vocal range to it, but it just pounds.
I'd say super depressed, but I mean, this does not depress me at all, even though some of the lyrics are a little depressing, such as, you know, death is not an exit, kiss my ashes goodbye, finality. It's almost like kind of foreshadowing to, you know, what happened to him. This is just, I don't know, it's so good. It's such a, this is a perfect album for a snowstorm, I think. You know, fitting, being they were Canadians, or are Canadians, it's just chilling almost. And I really wish I would have got the chance to see these guys perform. Don't recall if there's anything special. No, it's a standard black vinyl on this one. It did come with, I believe, ordered it from Earache, who sent me both a t-shirt and a 7-inch. Got the lyrics and everything, nice little pressing here. Definitely worth checking out if you've never checked them out before. It's Woods of Ypres. They've got, I'm going to say that this is Woods 5. They've got 5 albums. That's going to be a guess, but I think a pretty good one. So do yourselves a favor and check it out. Number 3, one of my favorite bands of all time, definitely in my top 10. This is Sol Invictus from Faith No More. I am a huge Faith No More fan. Got into Faith No More on From Out of Nowhere. Is that the... Oh, The Real Thing. Sorry, The Real Thing album. Of course, because I was a huge MTV fan when they played videos, and they played Epic nonstop. And kind of got into them from there. Really loved when they kind of got into Angel Dust and some of their later releases, but then they broke up before I ever got to see them. So they got back together and did some reunion shows, which I also didn't get to see, but finally put out some new music and got to see them here in Houston, and it's a really good album. I'm hoping this is not the end for them. A lot of bands that get back together, you know, put out a new release and it's just not what you expected. Fortunately for me, Faith No More did a very good job. Carcass did a great job at the gate. So there've been a lot of good bands that have gotten back together and put out quality releases, you know, over a decade after breaking up. This one is a limited edition. Let me pull it out here. That's some gold little sleeve here, which is pretty fancy, and then inside is a nice, whoops, I spilled my Megadeth beer. Whoopsie. Not even drunk. Nice little white vinyl, and sounds great, and recommend checking it out if you forgot all about Faith No More, or you've never heard of Faith No More. Not super heavy, just good. I don't even know what I categorize them as, other than just a really good rock band, or I don't want to say hard rock, but you know, some of their stuff like Angel Dust is a little heavier, but Mike Patton's genius, and I recommend checking it out. Another great band, one you may not know, this is Sam Blackchurch. Sam Blackchurch was a Boston hardcore band that I had the luxury of seeing back in '98. They opened for Stuck Mojo in Buffalo, New York. And usually not a huge fan of openers. They, you know, if I'm not familiar with them, they don't really win me over. They won me over. Jet was jumping off monitors. They had so much energy. Their songs were amazing, and I was able to find this at a used record store up in Buffalo and had to buy it. It's only got 5 tracks on it, one of them being a cover of the disco song Disco Inferno, which is worth checking out. The reason I'm bringing this up is because a documentary was recently done and is available for rent or purchase on Vimeo. I will leave a link to it in the description. I haven't watched it yet. I really need to sit down and dedicate some time to it because they were such a huge band. For me, just loved everything they put out. Never really made it mainstream, but were really big in the Northeast. Lucky I got to see them. There's a lot of bootleg video and stuff of them up on YouTube, so check it out and really think you'll like these guys. Jet started another band afterwards called Jet Fuel, which is also really good. Recommend checking that out. Not sure what they're doing now. They've done some reunion shows in the Boston area in the last 5 years or so. I don't think they've done any tours or anything like that. I'd love to see them again. I really want to check out the documentary, so check out Sam Black Church, and nothing special about this one, just a standard black vinyl. Last but not least, another favorite. I hinted to them earlier. This is limited to 200 copies. This is Life Sentence from Satan. Satan are a new wave of British heavy metal band from England. I had the privilege of seeing them at Maryland Death Fest last year. I'd like to think I had something to do with it because I tweeted at them and told them that they should play, and they did. Just saying, it was probably me. So, they were another one of the cassettes. Court in the Act was included and fell in love with it. It's almost like proto-thrash. So it's got elements of thrash, a lot of melody. Brian Ross is an amazing vocalist, both with Satan and Blitzkrieg. And they really, didn't put anything out for years. I mean, Satan turned into Pariah and some other bands, but nothing as good as Satan in my eyes. And got back together, also did some reunion shows, and not only does the artwork look like their other albums, it's better song quality because it's not 1984. It's 2015, I think, when this came out, 2014. They didn't really change their style any. It sounds as if they just picked up from Court in the Act. I know they did a couple things with a new vocalist, Michael Jackson, not the Michael Jackson, but another Michael Jackson who, if you happen to catch this and want to join the podcast, we'd love to have you. It sounds like a continuation of Court in the Act, and I love it. And they've got another album out after this one, I'm drawing a blank on. Haven't picked that one up on vinyl yet. Really good. This is a clear vinyl, so let me break this one open.
When's the last time you actually opened that one?
It's been a while. I don't listen to the vinyl as much. More of a collector. I like the rare. I love the cover art, and I love being able to actually flip through and look at the photos and read the liner notes and stuff you don't get to see, especially now with MP3s and even CDs. So this is a nice little clear vinyl here. I've got a lot of different splatter vinyls, different color vinyls that I will be sharing in the upcoming videos, but I really just wanted to kind of, whet your appetite here and see if you like what I'm spitting at you. And if you do, give us a thumbs up. Plenty of more videos could be on the way if you want. And if you'd like to hear us expand more on music, beer, technology, sports, check out lotdpodcast.com or check us out on iTunes or whatever the Android thing is, or break your Android phone and get an iPhone. Whatever you want to do.
Not recommended.
I'm not going to reimburse either. So check us out and let us know what you think. Awesome. Going to finish these beers and maybe crank some tunes and finish this hockey game. We'll see ya. Peace.